There are moments in British politics when the mask slips, just for a second, and you see the truth behind the rhetoric. Today was one of those moments. Keir Starmer, the new Prime Minister, walked into the Liaison Committee room with calm assurance. But within minutes, the walls began to close in. This wasn't just any grilling. This was a coordinated strike from across the benches, a relentless examination of a government rapidly running out of excuses. Because Britain has a housing crisis. And now, it has a credibility crisis too. Did you know that over 95% of our viewers aren't subscribed to the channel? We totally get it. Life gets busy and sometimes it's easy to forget. But here's the thing, subscribing is completely free, and it really helps us keep creating the content you enjoy. So why not hit that subscribe button and join our community? It only takes a second, but it makes a world of difference to us. Thank you for your support. The Liaison Committee is no ordinary questioning panel. It's a minefield of political experience, seasoned MPs who know exactly where to probe. Starmer knew what was coming. He came prepared. But not prepared enough. The very first questions zeroed in on a topic that has haunted successive governments: housing. Not just affordability, but access, ownership, infrastructure, and trust. Conservative MP Harriet Baldwin, chair of the Treasury Committee, cut straight through the preamble. Prime Minister, do you truly believe your government is doing enough to solve the housing crisis? It was a cold question, delivered with surgical calm. And it landed like a thunderclap. Starmer's response was technical, full of figures, frameworks, and plans. He cited Labour's ambitious pledge to build 1.5 million homes over 5 years. But the committee wasn't impressed. MPs pointed out a stark contradiction. If the housing market is broken, if young people are locked out of ownership, why had Starmer's tone seemed, just weeks earlier, to downplay the scale of the problem? That's when the Prime Minister made a remark that would soon dominate headlines. I don't accept the housing market is broken. You could feel the tension rise in the room. Outside Westminster, the reaction was immediate and brutal. Journalists, commentators, and campaigners seized on the quote. Housing charities accused the Prime Minister of denialism. Social media erupted with images of mold-infested flats, sky-high rents, and young families forced to move every 6 months. The phrase began trending. Starmer says housing market isn't broken. The headlines wrote themselves. But what did he really mean? Let's break this down. When Starmer said he didn't believe the market was broken, he wasn't arguing that everything was fine. What he meant, or tried to convey, was that the market is dysfunctional but not beyond repair. That it can be fixed through policy, planning reform, and partnership with private developers. But here's the political problem. That nuance was lost in translation. And in politics, perception is often more powerful than truth. It looked like a man in denial. A leader out of touch. A prime minister giving technocratic answers to a deeply emotional problem. The housing crisis isn't abstract. It's painfully real. 4.2 million people in England alone live in substandard accommodation. Average rents in London have soared past £2,100 per month. More than 130,000 children are officially classified as homeless. When Starmer says the market isn't broken, people hear. So you think this is acceptable? That's a communications failure. And a potentially devastating political one. There's a deeper issue at play here, one that cuts to the heart of Labour's strategy. Starmer wants to appear competent, moderate, business-friendly. He's allergic to panic. But that also means he avoids dramatic language, even when the situation arguably requires it. Contrast this with the public mood. People want fire. They want a prime minister who sees the pain they're in and calls it what it is. By trying to stay measured, Starmer looked disconnected. Let's be fair, Labour does have housing plans. Building 1.5 million homes, including new towns. Reforming planning laws to speed up development. Giving local authorities more power over land use. Cracking down on land banking by developers. These are serious proposals. But here's the catch, none of them will solve the crisis now. And after today's session, it's unclear whether voters believe Starmer even understands how bad it really is. Sources inside the Labour Party are reportedly unsettled. Some MPs fear the Prime Minister underestimated the optics of his comment. Others worry this could become a Nick Clegg tuition fees moment, a symbol of disconnect that haunts the party for years. One backbencher told reporters, "We spent years attacking the Tories for denying the crisis. We can't now look like we're doing the same." Predictably, the Conservatives pounced. Tory leadership candidate Keir Starmer called Starmer's comments an insult to every young person trying to get on the property ladder. Nigel Farage went further, posting, "Starmer thinks the housing market isn't broken. That tells you everything you need to know." The attacks were fast, coordinated, and brutal. This is a defining moment for Keir Starmer. He walked into the committee room as a Prime Minister looking to consolidate authority. He walked out as a man whose political instincts are now under serious scrutiny. The question isn't whether the housing crisis is real. It's whether the public believes Starmer truly gets it. And after today's performance, the jury is out. The housing crisis isn't just about bricks and mortar. It's about identity, dignity, and generational fairness. Starmer still has time to regain the narrative, but he'll need more than spreadsheets and pledges. He'll need urgency. He'll need fire. He'll need to speak with feeling. Because if he doesn't, 2025 could be the year Labour took power and immediately began losing the public.